Hey there everyone, it's Steve Severs for Bionic Buzz. Welcome to Wondercon 2023. This con is put on by the same people from San Diego Comic-Con. Now before we get started, please help us out by subscribing, liking, sharing, following, and most importantly, comment below about how great my Bully McGuire dance is below. Now let's go see who we can talk to. I interviewed, it was like 4, maybe 5 years ago at
Yeah.
You've been very busy since then.
Yeah.
Well, what's the latest for the Spencer Locke first?
Well, we finished our second volume, and we'd like to do a third. Really kind of the timing will really be contingent on when we get the rights back from the publisher. So stay tuned. As it takes a while for the gears of justice to turn, but hopefully that'll be sooner rather than later, and we'll be able to start talking about Volume 3.
All right. So last summer, one of my favorite comic book series got launched, Judgment Day, that you did some work on.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a lot of different issues. I tried to collect them all, but talk about your work on that.
Sure. I worked on the Fantastic Four tie-ins for Judgment Day, and it was a really fun experience. It was such a huge honor to be able to contribute a little bit to Marvel's kind of most storied historical book, and it was really intimidating. Following up after Dan Slott's run, and with Ryan North coming out with his run immediately thereafter, it was kind of nice being the guy who got to be the intermediary, handing the baton over. I had a lot of fun on that book, doing kind of our Die Hard in the Baxter Building story with Sue Storm as our John McClane. It was very personal, almost autobiographical at times. It's kind of a love letter to my partner, and the impact that she's had on my life and my career. So I'm kind of the Reed in this story, and I'm very grateful to have a Sue of my own.
All right, so Savage Avengers, really good. I especially love Locke in it.
Thank you.
Talk about writing that.
Sure. Savage Avengers, I couldn't have asked for a better book to join the Marvel Universe with. It was my baby. It really, we started it with sort of a high concept of Conan versus the Terminator, in our sense, Deathlok the Destroyer, a cyborg from the future. It really became like a fun story of about found family and sort of coming into your own and finding your own potential. It had kind of a Defenders vibe, a Cap's kooky quartet, even kind of a giant-sized X-Men. And I'm so thrilled with the response to that book. People seem to really respond and resonate to it, and I feel like we were kind of the cult hit Marvel, the cult hit Avengers book. It was so fun, and I love kind of being in that same wheelhouse and pantheon as people like Jason Aaron and Derek Landry, and I couldn't be more grateful for that book.
Cool. Lastly, let's talk about Moon Knight, Black, White, and Blood.
Yeah. Great. Super fun series to work on. A real murderer's row of talent is in that series, and I'm honored to have been a part of it. It might be my single favorite thing I've written in Marvel to date. Sort of our short story about Mark Spector crawling into a diner all beat up and having to discuss with his alter egos, Jake and Steve and Khonshu, who was responsible for what wound that night. So it's called A Hard Day's Night. And I loved working on it. Artist Leonardo Romero drew it beautifully. I was so thrilled and excited when I had asked my editor, Tom Brevoort. I said Leo was on the top of my list to draw it, and I never thought that we'd get the opportunity. And he's terrific. I can't say enough great things about him. And I've been so lucky to work with such great artists at Marvel, both with Leo on Moon Knight and Carlos Magno on Savage Avengers and Juan Cabal over on Fantastic Four. It's just really a murderer's row of talent, and I've been so fortunate to be able to collaborate with them.
Very cool. Any upcoming con appearances people can find you at?
Sure. I'll be at C2E2 next week in Chicago, and I'm planning on doing San Diego Comic-Con later in the summer, and New York Comic-Con as well. Stay tuned to my Twitter feed for more store signings and appearances.
Cool. And if people can't make it to con, can you sell your signed copy online anywhere?
Yeah, I have to update my web stores a little bit, but yes, you can visit davidpepose.com, or you can just DM me over Twitter at PeposeD, or just hit me up, and we can get something in your hands.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.